RiverBender.com.
Dance with Mary Jane. One more time to kill the pain. I feel summer creeping in, and I'm tired of this town again.
Good. Oh, 10:01's the time on this 9th. I was running out of music, bed, James. James from B&B Custom Gifts. And you guys are just now taking, you took over the business in April?
Yes. Yeah, as of April 1st, we took over the business.
Man,
So,
congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate
really,
it.
Anytime you get to start a new chapter, especially in terms of local business, is really cool. How's it been?
Yeah, it's been good. Like we were talking earlier, retention of the current customer base has been really strong, and carrying some new lines of products and offering some more services has brought in a new line of customers as well.
So take me through that, because that's no easy feat either. When you buy a business that's, I call staple status, really so many people know the name,
Right.
and then when do we start adding our own twist to it? You
Right.
know?
Well, I mean, Kevin and Marsh have been in business for 37 years, so like you say, they had a very well-established business in the area. We felt it was very important to keep the B&B name on there. What we did change is they concentrated on custom tees was in their name. We went to gifts and apparel. A little bit behind that is we wanted to start doing some custom engraving. So we engrave like on the stainless steel mugs, cutting boards, all that type of stuff, leather patches for hats. Kind of like your things remembered that used to be at the mall.
Yeah.
We kind of took that avenue from them. So that's where the gift side comes in. And then the apparel, we just don't do your standard t-shirts anymore. We carry a full line of upper scale sweatshirts, t-shirts, jackets, all that, quarter zips, all that type of stuff. So
I'll have to get some Daily Show stuff in
Yeah,
quarter zip, because
exactly.
I'm a quarter zip guy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a big quarter
Yeah,
zip.
me too.
When I
Yeah.
saw them, I'm like, that's a nice quarter zip.
yeah, exactly. Well, I can tell you where it came from.
So take me through the first month, or actually before we even go month wise, day one, you get the keys, sign the contract, you're getting everything. You have Kevin and Marsha hanging out and helping you guys and kind of making sure the transition goes well. But how did day one look for you?
It was nervous.
I bet.
To be honest with you. Like I say, with the four of us, so it's my wife and I, James and Dawn Robinson, and then another couple of friends of ours, Sean and Tish Emmerich. They live here in Alton now, but they were from Bethalto also. We went in together with it and bought the business, and we've kind of broke out the duties amongst us as we've gone on. But the first month, it's just it's basically trying to learn the business. All the different pieces of equipment, how to operate them. You've got the design aspect, learning the design programs, how to design stuff for people. Very big learning curve for all of us, and at our age, technology doesn't sink in quite as quick. So, it's kind
Don't
of
feel bad. I'm 24 and don't know how half our stuff even works.
right. Well, exactly, and probably even today, even on the printer and the design stuff, we know what we were taught,
right?
And that's probably it. There's probably different ways of doing stuff now, because Kevin was really, really good at what he did, but he knew his way to do it, and now we know Kevin's way,
right.
And so we try to go to trade shows. We've traveled down to North Carolina to a print trade show. You just meet different vendors with all kinds of different equipment, different ways of doing things. So we're trying to bring that stuff back home and institute it as we can.
Well, that's incredible. And it really, not to kind of patronize you or anything, but you guys are all, you were just telling me, still working corporate jobs while getting the business going.
Right.
And sometimes people don't realize, they think, oh, I'm just going to start a business, quit the job, and I'm opening up.
Right.
I mean, to me, to hear that testament of, we're learning, we're going to trade shows, man. I mean, that's incredible. And it really, I hope it showcases what it really means to.
We had a lot of family support too. We've been good friends with Sean and Tish for a lot of years. Our oldest boys were like 3 weeks apart. Our
nice.
middle boys were 1 year apart, and our youngest girls are like 3 weeks apart. So, when it comes to sporting events all through the years, spent a lot of time with them, and so we get along real well. It's a real good working relationship there at the shop. Like I say, we've each kind of taken our own little thing, but the family members have really pitched in and helped, and that's been big.
That's huge.
Both of our daughters just graduated Missouri State in the spring.
Congratulations.
And they're a ton of help. I mean, we we do our design work, we save it to a cloud, and I can text my daughter and say, hey, sign on the cloud, clean this up, get it ready to print for me, will you? She can get on her laptop at home and
Wow.
design it for me, save it to the cloud, and say, Dad, it's ready to go. And Ashlyn, their daughter, does the same thing for us. So, and Ashlyn helps cover some hours at the store for us, and so it's been a real big family event. And like the move coming down from the old location, all the equipment to move.
I was going to get into that in a
Well,
second.
both of us had all 3 kids there. I mean, they were the first ones to volunteer to show up.
Wow.
Hooking up all the printer equipment and the computer equipment, getting it networked. I mean, they took care of all that for us. Couldn't have been happier with that.
So I got to ask the question that 90% of parents are going to ask right now. What's your secret? Because to have kids just out of because I come from a family business, and
Right.
That's no easy feat.
Right. Well, and getting back to that, they've all put in this time, and
Wow.
they don't get paid. It's they know it's a family. They kind of bought into it's a family affair. To do this, and sure we take them out to eat, and if they cover the store, we give them the company card or something, say, here, go get some food or something.
Right.
They get the little perks and stuff, but they're not getting a paycheck for it, but they understand that we took this on, and it was going to be a big adventure to do it. So
That's just really cool to hear, and
No,
just
it
hear
is.
the dedication and hear everyone coming together and pulling out all the stops.
Yeah.
Now, with the move, when was it time to? Was it just the lease was up, or were you wanting to get out of that location?
Yeah, they were actually doing a month to month for about
Okay.
the last 4 or 5 months before they sold the business, and they weren't having real good luck negotiating a new lease, so they just decided to do the month to month until there was a new owner. So we didn't have much more success with it either, and we found the building we're in now at 237 East Delmar. We're right next door to Target there. And it's actually worked out really well. Just the car traffic and stuff there compared to the other location, it's night and day difference.
Well, and the type of car traffic too, because if people are driving in that area, they're going to shop or going to do something.
Right.
You're absolutely. I never even thought about that.
And really, kind of where we were. I mean, Kevin and Marcia did great there since 1998.
Yeah.
So 25 years they did great, but I mean, people just knew that's where they were, and that's who went there. You didn't get that walk-in type customer where,
Right.
We've get 2 or 3 people a day just stop in to say, hey, we saw this and wondered what was here, so that's what we're looking for.
Really cool. So can I ask you about the ordering process? When it comes to, I know you guys do mass bulk or for companies,
Right.
organizations, events, but for individuals, maybe just like myself, maybe someone that's an independent contractor that just started a service business that wants to have a couple of items. Do you guys do smaller orders?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we do a lot of one-off stuff.
Wow.
We even tell people now they go on Etsy and see a shirt or something that they like. They'll just take their phone and take a screenshot of their computer screen and bring it in and say, can you guys create this for me?
Really?
And we're going to do the thing. We're going to get the shirt made for them for the same price or cheaper. They're going to find it online, and they get to pick out their apparel that they want it on. You're not taking the internet's advice on a T-shirt or a sweatshirt and getting something cheap. They can pick out a nice sweatshirt and feel the material and know what they're getting. So.
Well, and that's a huge thing because, for some of the online stuff, and I'm just talking to Michael Cox about pro wrestling, you get all these guys that go, I got a merchandise store. Okay. And I'm not, because some of the stuff that's out there is nice, but a lot of it, I want to be able to see first, especially if I'm wearing it
Amazon's
every day.
at our house every day. So
Right.
I'm not going to knock the buying online, but
but I want to go feel it first in person if I'm wearing it.
And we get a lot of that. Yeah, we do. So
because I always pick the wrong damn stuff out. I'll be honest with you. I'm always
you don't know the fit,
no,
or anything. So everything's so inconsistent on sizing. So
was it ever a question or not to keep the storefront there?
Yeah, it was. Like I say, the name came into the factor first, and I think all 4 of us were in pretty strong agreement. We had to keep that B&B
100%
associated with us with that kind of reputation that they had. The location was a little mixed. I was probably the one out of the 4 that felt at any cost we probably needed to stay there, just because I knew that customer base knew they were there.
Right.
The other 3 had a little more confidence in moving and taking the name with us, and so they were able to outvote me, and I'm glad they did. So, I mean, we all agreed at the end, but basically, they kind of convinced me that, hey, we can move down there. We're going to have better foot traffic. And we leaned on Kevin and Marcia a lot too when we were doing that,
Yeah.
Kind of got their input on it, and Kevin seemed to think it would be a good move too. So,
But honestly, man, I mean, it shows how great of a team you have, because sometimes people think a team's just,
Right.
well, hell, they're all saying this is a great idea. We're going to stay here. But
Right.
to have different opinions and really just supporting each other on those,
Right.
it speaks highly, I think.
well, and
to
that's
this.
the thing. I think with our backgrounds, we've got different backgrounds, so we get different opinions on things, and just we work it out,
Yeah, take
So-
me through. What is it okay to ask what you guys do in the corporate life, or where your background was in business?
Yeah, so I'm a regional sales manager for a first aid and safety company.
Cool.
Covered like a 5 or 6 state region, and then my wife's in an insurance business, and then Sean and Tish, one's in the legal business, and then one's with Boeing. So
Wow, really cool.
So everybody's got their, like I say, we got our life jobs.
Yeah.
It's just. This is something we wanted to get going and, maybe be able to retire a little earlier and do this full time. So
Absolutely. You have a moment to stick around with me?
Yeah,
I got to pay a quick bill. 10:12. We'll continue this great conversation with James right after this quick one in the heart of the 618.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alt Memorial campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Sorry, I forgot I sent you guys to a commercial break. I love being in control, James,
I can tell that.
With that being said, this great conversation continuing with B&B Custom Gifts and more and apparel. With that being said, on the apparel side and the gifts, what type of gifts can we, because when I'm thinking, necklaces, cups, tumblers, all the good stuff.
Yeah, so we did go off into the laser engraving business like we talked about earlier. So any type of glassware, wood products, leather hat patches, we engrave like the cutting boards. We do we've got a polar camel line. It's basically considered like a Yeti cup, very comparable to that. We engrave on all those. So yeah, just really opening up to that gift side. And Dawn and Tish are both working on like some gift box ideas for the holidays. We make our own candles and with our own scents, and so they're doing some gift boxes that have like a candle and maybe a bubble bath and like a couple wine glasses engraved and stuff. So we're gonna do some specials for like Black Friday and Small Business Saturday both.
Man, that's really cool. Yeah. I mean, that's really
just kind of a come in and you can come in and pick up a $30 or $35 gift and get on down the road. You're not not walking around shopping trying to come up with an idea or something. So
Well, and that's a really cool thing because, for me, and this isn't a knock on anything, but whenever I always would go into B&B, I just always thought, well, I got to get shirts for the team or I got to get this and that. But to now go, hell, I'm just going to go shop.
Right.
That's a cool thing, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and you see that in the store now too. It's just different. We've got big tables set up in the middle of the store, and we got a lot more retail space at this location than the old one. So, we've got a whole engraving table and
Yeah. Now, whenever you're getting all this developed and all this is going great so far, did you guys ever talk about it before owning a business? Was that something that was just chatted about, or was this, how did this develop?
Even brought up.
Really? You say, what the hell?
It was never even mentioned in my household, I can tell you that. So, well, Sean and I always joke. I said, I don't want one job at 60 years old. I definitely don't want two, So we've always just kind of joked about that. But no, it's just my wife actually saw an ad that the business was for sale. And I always did print shop and stuff. Like in Woodward High School years ago, we had vocational classes, and I did print shop. We did like business cards, and we printed shirts and did that kind of stuff. Always liked it, but life just took me another direction over the years. And then and Tish has always been very involved with like cricket work, making T-shirts and crafty stuff and sewing and doing a lot of that type of stuff. And my wife's she's a professional shopper. So, she knows what people likes because she's, like I say, she shops a lot. So, so a lot of the ideas were there, and she saw the ad and basically just kind of started. She texted Tish and said, hey, look at this. Here's your chance to own a business. And kind of jokingly, I think. And then a couple days later, a message back of, hey, I'm going to talk to those people, and we're like, yeah, well, go ahead, and I'm still just thinking that's fine. And then a couple days after that, hey, you want to meet for supper? We're like, yeah, sure. So then all of a sudden we were in. So
I love it. I had to ask because I'm like,
it really transposed like that. It just, there's not the four of us. We didn't sit down and come up with a plan and say, hey, let's look for a business to buy. It was not. No, there was no planning like that.
Man, this is what makes it even more fun of a story to talk about.
Oh yeah, it is. It's really neat. So
now, in terms of us stopping in and supporting you guys, when do you open?
We do 11 to 6 Wednesday through Friday and 10 to 3 on Saturday. Reason we did that is they weren't open on Saturdays before, but we had a lot of customers ask if we were opened on Saturdays, so we felt that request was going to. By fulfilling that, it was going to help out a lot. So, and plus with our work schedules, we're able to be there more time on the weekends. So, gives the customers the opportunity to shop on Saturdays, and then staying open till 6. They have time to come pick stuff up after work still. So
really cool.
Yeah. And then usually Mondays or Tuesdays, one of us is like, I'll be at the shop a lot of times and be there if somebody needs something. So.
And now and this is a stupid question now that I'm thinking about this, but for order turnarounds, what are your normal turnaround times?
We like to tell people a week to 10 days.
Okay.
Depending on the order size, obviously, but we like to think we can get stuff turned out quicker than that, but we like to, we don't want to overpromise, so
right.
But like to tell them a week to 10 days.
And now take me through your guys' first order without the safety net, without having the original owners with you guys. You remember it?
Oh yeah. The orders just roll in daily.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
There's probably not one specific one, but it's just. They come in and, hey, I've been getting these shirts here for 20 years. I need to get 50 more. Well, the customer doesn't know anything about what shirt they get. They don't know anything about it. So, we have to go back and we dig through the files and find their file and find out what they were charged, find out the quality of the T-shirt they were getting. So, and it's kind of neat now as people are coming back for a second time with us being there. They walk in the door, you instantly know who they are. We're like, oh yeah, I know what you get. You get this shirt with a back emblem and a chest emblem. We know instantly when we see them, and that's kind of neat starting to get that rapport built with a lot of the business owners.
Absolutely, so, and in less than a year.
Yeah,
I mean that's really cool.
In about 6 months.
That's incredible, man.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but that's been a lot of fun. So.
And for all of us to kind of stay updated on your guys' Black Friday, because I think that's cool with the gift boxes and different items, and for all of us just to kind of stay along with you on this journey you're on, what's the best way to do that? Is it social media, website?
Yeah, they got a Facebook page, and I'm not the social media person, so I'm not the best one to answer that. We do have a Facebook page. I know they do some stuff on Instagram. I know they're trying to build some followers on the Facebook page and Instagram page both. So that's probably the best place to follow.
Awesome.
We do a lot of, we did Halloween sweatshirts. So we did a Halloween sweatshirt table, and I know that was posted on Facebook quite a few times and drew in quite a few customers. So they're trying to do a lot on that. So
Well, this is exciting, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, it is.
congratulations on this because,
Yeah,
I mean,
we
to see the
appreciate it.
success that you've had, and you guys are feeling, and just the love from the community in 6 months, and
Right.
on a half-passing joke text message,
Right.
it is a pretty
Really.
damn
I mean,
cool thing, man.
I mean, that's the honest truth how that got going. So yeah,
Well, James, you're always welcome to come back, man, and fill us in on more merchandise apparel that we can get our hands on.
Yeah, no, we would love to.
Any
Yeah.
specials,
Yeah,
all
we
of
would
that.
love to. So
Thank you very much.
All right, appreciate it.
The best of luck, and we'll take a quick break. It's 10:22 on this 9th day of November. 7 minutes, a full 2 hours. We'll take a quick one. Daily Show continues next after this.